Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Sandbox stream. Day after Boxing Day edition, I guess we could call it.
Hey, there we go.
Turn down the brightness on my screen so I don't look like a ghost here. It's the problem with this big screen is it's like a light. I have an actual light right there, but then I've got my screen, which is just bright white light in my face. So, I'm Alex. I'm here with our producer Joseph. Welcome, everybody.
Hello.
I hope you all had a wonderful Christmas yesterday, if you celebrate that. And we've got some cool stuff to talk about. In case you've been busy with other things, you might have missed that we released the Sandbox Game Maker 0.4, which is a huge update.
Massive.
So much cool stuff in here. So if you check out our Medium, there's a link to go to the download, which is in the normal spot on our website. You go to the Create tab. The Create tab, actually, it changed a little bit. So Create tab will take you both to the Game Maker and to VoxEdit. So you can switch between those two real easily. And as far as what's going on in here, we will talk about this in more detail later. But the edit mode has global parameters now. So things that you can set across the whole game, like your lighting and some sound effects and stuff like that. So people have been asking for the lighting for a long time. So you can see we've got this awesome starry sky with a crescent moon, some orangey clouds, some other stuff going on there. We've got a whole new library system. When is Final Fantasy? I don't know. not yet. No official word on that yet. We will find out someday. Can you change the lighting over time? I do not believe that there is a transition yet. That's something we can look forward to in the future. But for the moment, you just get a static single lighting experience. Still an improvement from what we had before. No, holidays do not stop the Sandbox. We are unstoppable.
That is true.
So we've got a library, a brand new library, and we'll get to see that more in a little bit. It's a much more efficient and informative way to view the stuff in your inventory. Some new shortcuts, a whole editable or a new list of shortcuts for the edit mode is available here. And I believe that's in the Game Maker also. We can go find that later. This just talks about the library and the hotbar, which we just mentioned. The properties panel is a little more condensed and shows kind of an asset card, which gives you all sorts of cool info about it. Selection window. We have a new way to select your behavior. So we just had a drop-down list before, and it didn't really explain anything. So when are we going to have a spoin emote? I guess we're going to have to get on that.
Yeah, the only way to do that would be to upgrade the account from a standard account to a partner account.
Oh, that's right. So we can't.
But if we did that, then that would make it so that we couldn't stream on other platforms.
Yeah.
So that's not... I only have a spoin emote because I set it as my level 2 subscriber thing for myself. Because I assume no one would ever want to pay $15 a month to have a spoin emote, and I wanted that little special swag for us for our streams.
All right, so we've got this new behavior selection screen that it gives tooltips to show you more information about what you're looking at, as well as icons as like a quick visual reference. So that is a nice improvement over just the simple drop-down menu we had before. Let's see. The behavior customization and the way you can set it up with what's the word I'm looking for? I just forgot it. Not templates. There's the presets. The preset now has its own menu, so you can edit your preset library. before you could like make presets and then you couldn't like go and change them easily. So now it's a whole system unto itself, which is going to make things a lot easier for building large, complex experiences with lots of like details and variations on stuff. Message system has some improvements. A list of existing messages is now displayed in each parameter requiring them, so you can is a more like accurate way. Instead of just manually typing your messages, you get to actually see what you're working with. And if a message doesn't exist yet, you can create a new one. So this will help accuracy, so you don't like misspell a message because you can just select it from the list. Game rules. There's been improvements made to that. Each quest now has a unique window, so you can reduce that, because before all your objectives were just like one whole big long list that you had to scroll through, and it could be kind of difficult to like just eyeball where the division was between them. So now they're collapsible units, so they're easy to work through. Changing the name of some parameters to make them easier to understand. You can now choose which quests and data you want to display within victory and defeat windows. So that was something that it was on there before, the third and fourth section on the right side. Those were there, but they weren't active. Now they're active, so you can, if you're using objectives like in a special way that you don't want the player to see, like secret objectives, or you need it to set up the timing for something, so it's not really an objective that somebody uses to like win, but it's kind of making things run in the background. You can control all that stuff from the right side now, so you can keep secret things hidden and push forward the parts you really want to display. Quests can now have up to 5 steps: unlock, launch, objective completion. Unlock, launch, objective, completion, after completion. I missed the comma there. So that is the new quest system. Indicators. The indicator component has been reworked to remove unnecessary parameters that will become automatic, like life bar color, track objective. And we want to keep some consistency between experiences, so we chose to remove some parameters. So this is a simplification. You could before do some extra changes to these, but that would cause confusion as people go from one experience to another. So because all these games are connected in the same game world map, if they were to jump from one experience where, say, like the life bar was green, and they go to the next one where the life bar is blue, well, that's going to be confusing to players, because they're going to be jumping around to these different games, and seeing these different visual cues is going to be very confusing. So that's kind of like a quality of life change for the players. I already mentioned the preset system, so go further down to play mode. So there's some balancing. Combat has been upgraded, so you can see that there's a new kind of user interface around the life bar that indicates things like the enemy's level. There's a whole bunch of stuff that's happened in the background and is still being updated to the way enemies and allies scale across different player levels and stuff like that. So there's a lot of cool stuff coming there, so stay tuned. And that's all of that. I think, Joseph, you shared this link in the chat, I think, right?
I did.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So
maybe a little bit up there now, but yes, we got to share it out.
And you can always go to medium.com/sandbox-game to check out all the updates. So there's more in there than what I said, but definitely check that out. And make sure you grab your Smurf NFT if you're a landowner. I don't think it'll display for me anymore because I already grabbed mine.
Alex,
What?
I want to take a short moment.
What's that?
To allow you to breathe. And in doing so, now that Alex has taken his breath, you can see a link in the chat, including over on YouTube, which appears to be functional now.
That's good.
In the chat, you can see that there is another Google form, and that was a mistake. I sent you the wrong link, so I'm going to try to repeal that, because you probably won't be able to use it at all.
I don't think.
In fact, so I'm going to go ahead.
I don't think we can take it back once we've given it, but we can give a new one.
Maybe. Yeah, that one won't work because you can't submit anything with that form. LOL. Okay, there we go. Let's try it again, but this time it's going to be a Google form that I believe you can fill out instead of edit. And
They wouldn't be able to edit unless their email address is active
oh
with
yes,
the
fair enough.
doc.
Fair
So
enough.
it'll probably just say
Fair
you
enough.
don't have access. You might get a bunch of
Yeah.
emails of people requesting access to edit your doc.
I might get a bunch of emails with people requesting access to edit my doc, and if I do, I assure you that that won't work. So the second link is actually proper linked. It'll allow you to respond to the form. But this time, based on the last stream, the average viewership, according to my analytics, was roughly 80 to 100 people. But my average responses was up to 130 people. So I want to make sure that, again, these forms are intended for folks who want to actually contribute, who are here actively, genuinely, and not repeats. So I'm just trying to make this form as close to accurate as possible to avoid repeating submissions. So now I'll be able to have one more way of checking to make sure that you're an original user. And with that, everyone who submits a response to this form right now will be eligible to win 100 sand on today's stream and be eligible to win a Wizzy NFT. Alex, I would ask you if you could,
What's up?
after the stream today, can you double check to make sure that the person who sends out that Wizzy NFT can get that one over to Wednesday's winner as well? Because I know we went right into our conference call after my stream last week.
Right. Yep.
So you probably
I will double check the send out and make sure that everybody who's gotten that
cool
has gotten it. So
great.
If you won on Wednesday and you didn't get the Wizzy yet, we'll make sure that gets sent out. So I see Paco Moya is asking about the Smiling Smurf. So I'm not sure about an email for it, but if you just go to the Sandbox homepage, it's not showing for me because I already claimed mine. But there should be a pop-up on the screen that says claim your Smurf now or something like that. But you do need to have land in your you need to have had land in your wallet back when this happened. There may be a screenshot on here actually, or a GIF that shows. Yeah, this see. You should see this pop up on your screen. When you click the claim your NFT, and it's going to open up your MetaMask or whatever wallet you use, and that will, you just have to pay the gas fee. And
it would have to be keep in mind that you'll have to be able to sign in with the same wallet that has your NFTs on it, your land on it. Right. So if you had stored your land on a closed wallet system, then and you can't log in with that wallet on the website, you may not be able to claim that Smurfs NFT. So as it is right now, I received an email about it for my own personal land ownership on this last Wednesday at my local time, 4:31 p.m., which would be 12:31 a.m. in standard time in GMT 0. So that would be Thursday, 12:24 on GMT 0 at 12:31 a.m. So convert that to your local time and check your email address that you have registered with the Sandbox. You should have received a similar email also.
I'm seeing a bunch of talk about cyberpunk assets. So there's a few cyberpunk assets. There are some. I know that we have several artists in the Creator Fund who love cyberpunk. I like cyberpunk style stuff, or neon pop or whatever you want to call it. And yeah, so you will definitely see more assets like that coming into the marketplace, because I know there's the demand for it. And if you don't see what you want on the marketplace, then maybe that's your calling to make it, or find somebody who can do the artwork that you want to see. So that's the beauty of all this, is if you don't see what you want, make it. Can't click the link on Twitter. I'm not sure what link on Twitter we're talking about here. So Paco, I'm not sure why you're not getting the pop-up. I would say just double check that your wallet is connected with the correct one that has your land on it. I don't remember what day the snapshot was taken.
It was taken on December 12th.
There we go, right there, December 12th.
1 p.m. GMT.
So if your wallet, you need to make sure that whatever wallet had land in it on December 12th is the one that is connected to the marketplace. If it's still not working, I would suggest. I'm not sure who the best person to contact would be on that. You can direct message me on Twitter, and we can try to work out what's not working with that. But the pop-up should be working. I know a bunch of people have already claimed their Smurfs, including myself. So that should be working. Let's see what else is going on here. Preseason 0. Do we want to talk about that at all? Anything going on with that? Too long didn't read.
I think I already talked about Preseason 0 a bit.
Okay.
But if you would like to review it again, I think that's fine. Just a little quick one.
Okay.
But I definitely want to get on to the Game Jam number 3.
Yes.
Soon.
Yeah. There's no Medium article about that, is there?
There is in fact a Medium article about it.
All right, let's talk about that.
On the right there.
Yeah, there's lots of cool stuff on our Medium, so check out everything. And sometimes we get these things translated to different languages too. I don't know if there's an easy way to jump into a different language on Medium, but we do have. I
know Google has a translator on their browser built in the top right, so
we do have some official translations to like Spanish and Italian and stuff from our ambassadors, but I think it's through a different Medium account maybe. So if you don't speak English but you speak, I'm pretty sure Italian and Spanish usually get translated. Check out. We do have dedicated Twitter channels for those, and Twitter accounts for those, and they share the links to those articles when they come out in different languages. So. Sandbox Game Jam number 3, Level Up, is a 350,000 sand plus lands, so not even including the land cost, in prizes is the total prize pool, which is huge. It's about $15,000 USD. So it's a lot. And important stuff you need to know. December 23rd is the official launch, and find a team. So that already passed. I mean, it's still ongoing, but that is when those started. December 24th was Joseph's live stream on Wednesday, so you can check out the replay on that. December 28th, which is coming up, join our second live stream. 28th.
I think they did that date a little bit wrong because
I'm not streaming on
I did my stream on the 23rd, and we were a little. So for the folks who aren't in the know, we have been planning this for a very long time. This Game Jam. So these dates are actually just a little bit off, but the open and close of the Game Jam is accurate. So the December 24th and 28th dates are a day or two short.
They might have been looking at the wrong month.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
they might have been looking at November.
Now. This is essentially the first live stream that we would do to learn how to use the Game Maker, get some ideas and more. I will continue to do live streams every Wednesday that reviews games, plays games live. As you joined us last Wednesday, you probably noticed, as I mentioned, that the gallery wasn't functional. And we went over the basic kind of tutorial level that should need to be updated now that we're in 0.4 quite a bit. But we've got... we've got a lot going on here. Just having a laugh. So it's I'm looking for that German Twitter account, by the way, just to verify if we do or do not have one. So give me just a moment here.
All right. I did see somebody asking about the Gmail requirement. So the issue that we've had is some people were applying to the form multiple times, which while we're live, it takes a lot of time to check through to make sure that everybody's only applied once. So that was making it unfair that people were applying multiple times and kind of weighting the randomness in their favor. So I would have preferred to not use Gmail as a requirement, but in the sake of fairness, to give everybody a single chance. And also...
does it really only allow Gmail? Mine says,
Well, it requires an
oh,
email
it
address, so
does.
it might. I think
Limit,
it's a
no,
Gmail
limit
address though.
one response means that respondents will be required to sign into Google. But you can sign into Google without a Gmail address for that. So I might turn that off for the second form, but I am going to check the box that says collect email addresses regardless, just so that I know that we won't have any funny business and I can double check the emails while we're live. So
Okay.
sorry about that on the first form. I'm going to leave the first form the way it is because it's already out there. But the second form, as we put it out here in a couple of minutes, won't have the Gmail requirement. I didn't notice that when I ticked the box. So
yeah. Paco, somebody in the chat suggested that the claiming the Smurf only showed up after they created their avatar. So that's another thing that happened, which was part of the launch that we had of 0.4 was that you also have more options for creating your avatar and can actually create a customized one. I did the math, and this math is going to very quickly be outdated, but it's about 3 million different combinations are possible, and I know for a fact that we have about 9, 18. I believe we have 18 more 4-part sets coming in, something like that. So that's just gonna keep on multiplying out the options. There's gonna be so many different possibilities. So if you go to your account, you click the Me icon here and click the Avatar tab. We have our presets here, and I'm actually gonna shrink the window a bit so that way you can see everything. There we go. So we've got our pre-designed ones here, which are some pretty cool ones, but these are the ones that we've had for a while. So everybody's already seen these. And then you can also mix and match between head, torso, pants, and shoes. And so you can see this one sort of looks like me. Kind of was the intention there. But you can hit the randomize, and it's going to shuffle between all sorts of different combinations.
Nice.
and then you can also reset it back to whatever you had saved last. So I should eventually come back. There I am. So lots and lots of combinations, and this list is only going to get bigger and bigger. There's actually a new tutorial out also. If you go to, I don't know if it's on the Sandbox YouTube yet, but it's on my YouTube for creating. If we go to, let's see, tinyurl.com/VoxEdit. There's a new. Here it is. Oh, the title's wrong. Avatar Toot. I need to fix that. But there's a new tutorial here. And that is how to make your own avatar using our avatar templates. So we do have head, torso, leg, and feet, as well as the full body avatar. And it goes through the whole process of the new grayed out system that we have here, as well as new color palettes. There's a full palette included, along with sections for skin, hair, eyes, and an accent. And the purpose of those is it's not available yet, but what you're going to have is the ability to customize the color of your mix and match avatar. So wait for the website to catch up here. Oh, am I having some internet issues here?
Oh, I sure hope not.
Let's see. No, it seems like the stream's still up. I just had to restart the restream chat, but it seems like everything's... Y'all can still see me. The chat is awfully quiet.
That's my secret, Captain. I'm always quiet.
Well, I don't want to keep on talking if nobody's listening.
I
It's
think
funny because
everything's
you and I can
good.
still chat.
I can see it. Everything. We're all moving.
Okay. Yes. Okay.
Everybody's happening.
Okay. Good.
So
The chat is back. Did it
yeah,
break at all, or was it just?
weird.
I was like, is the chat still there? And everybody's just like,
no, crickets, crickets.
so the idea is that all these mix and match parts, you might notice that everybody's white. Well, except this guy, but everybody's
Right.
white. So that's the reason behind that is that this is a swatch color that you'll be able to change, and it's going to match your hands and your legs and your feet if there's any skin showing on the feet. So there's going to be a color palette that you'll be able to shift the colors of the skin and the hair independently to whatever you want. So that is not available yet, but that is on the way. And so the decision to make everybody have the same tone of skin color is so that way all the parts are going to match across the board, and then you set it to whatever you want. So we're a little pale at the moment, but there's going to be more options, so don't worry. Let's see what else is going on. We want to take a look at the respawn tutorial.
Yes, that's what I want.
BDJ Sync says, I had a question about the modeler versus animator and transitioning. So what's the question?
Okay, sure.
Mm-hmm. What if your feet are paler than your hands? So it's okay if the colors don't match when they're uploaded. We're just doing this for consistency. The reason why is so we've got all these mix and match parts, and if we had say a head that was black or brown, and you have all the hands for all the different clothing are white, that's gonna look weird. So when it comes time for you to make your custom avatar, when we have those options available, your skin on all the different parts are going to change to be the same color. So that'll work fine, but because we don't have that option in there yet, we have no way to make all the skin colors match. So you would end up with this weird like mismatching of colors if we did that. So we're keeping them all the same just for now for consistency's sake. But once the option to change the color is there, you can make it whatever color you want. So BDJ Sync asks, so if I build a model first, can I send it to the animator and work on it? Yes. So let's see. I'm going to hop out of the Game Maker real quick here.
Okay.
And open up VoxEdit.
I think I slightly touched on this as well when you were when we were working on last Wednesday, that typically when you create an asset, you're not going to necessarily, you'll want to make like a raw asset if you need to, so that you understand the proportions of like what your head needs to be and a number of blocks, and your neckline and your chest upper and your chest lower.
Right. Yep.
But everywhere where you have a joint or a mobile portion of a human body, you'll want to be a different component in your asset creation. So I think Alex is going to show that right now, what that looks like for.
Well, not exactly that, but just it's the fact that when you make an animator file, there's nothing here. So you can start with your animator file and you can create a new VXM from the corner here. I don't know how. Let me make sure that the logo isn't shining over that. So unfortunately, so VoxEdit doesn't do screen scaling. So I'm on a 4K screen, so this might be very tiny for you. I I don't really have a way of enlarging this helpfully unless
It's okay, and you actually can't really. I mean, you could kind of read it. It's a bit small, but if you go full screen, you could definitely read
I
it.
can't stretch it past.
I don't mean you. I just mean like users,
Yeah.
right? Because I view the stream live
Right.
when we do this. So you have a little room. It looks like on the right
Oh,
though to move your
oh,
box to the right.
I crashed VoxEdit.
Oh,
So
you
VoxEdit
broke it.
it does not like screen scaling at all. So if I this happens to me on a regular basis because I use Magic Voxel to create gradient ramps for colors.
Sure.
And so I will open up VoxEdit and I'll be working on stuff and I'll go like, oh, I need like from this color to this color and I need 2 colors in between it as like a fading gradient. So I'll like open up Magic Voxel and like to keep it out of the way, I move it over to my other screen. And when I do that, VoxEdit crashes because Magic Voxel's changing screen scaling to the other screen. And it's, yeah, screen scaling doesn't like me. It's like part of it's Windows' fault because Windows screen scaling is a little finicky. So anyway, let's make this fully visible here. I'm missing the music, like because I closed. I don't know if you could hear it at all on the stream at all, but I could hear the music from the Game Maker has music on its menus now, and I was enjoying the nice gentle loop in the background. Okay, so we've got our empty file here, and you can create a new VXM. But if you already created a VXM, you can import a VXM, or if you already created a file in Magic Voxel as a Vox format, you can import. So it really doesn't matter where you start. Generally, if I know I'm going to be animating something, I usually start here in the animator and create a new VXM, just for the sake of already having it set up there. But yeah, it doesn't really matter what order you go in. So if I had just created that file, if I go back to, I can go to the modeler and I can actually see the VXM here that we just created, this untitled VXM, and there it is. So you can even, if you've made something in the animator, you don't even have to open it in the animator to edit the VXMs. You can go right to the modeler and open it from there. So it works any which way you want to do it. All right, so let's go back to the Game Maker. And how are we doing on contests? Do we need to announce a winner?
I probably should release another.
It's 138.
What I've been doing, Alex, I don't know if you've done it this way, but I have been in the past doing all the winners all at once at the end. And then,
that's an interesting way of doing it. Because we couldn't do it that way before with the giveaway tool. But now we can.
Right. But now we can, because we already have to roll for it. Let me make sure I get it out there on all platforms. So I got a link in the chat right now for everybody on the Facebooks, YouTubes, Periscope, Twitter, Twitch, not Twitter.
Well, Periscope is Twitter.
Periscope is Twitter. They're going to change that soon. So they said something like March, I think, in 2021.
What about you said?
Does it make sense to play when all the land is sold? Absolutely, yes. As part of the, if you read the Medium article that we have listed up right now on, let me see if I can get the. I don't want to use the wrong words. Can you hear me?
They could hear you, but your video was frozen.
Oh,
I had minimized Discord.
Oh, okay.
That's why.
So the
back.
Sandbox introducing Preseason 0. You'll see the details of Preseason 0 includes a 15-day event where players can earn sand prizes. So that's actually a precursor to a long-term plan where players play to earn sand tokens. So even if all the land is sold already, playing has benefits, right? And that play can then also help sponsor creators in a way, because creators who make content that you must pay to play, people can play the free-to-play content to earn sand tokens and then go use those sand tokens on the pay-to-play content and or purchase assets to help make games, and or purchase land to help publish games that maybe isn't being used, because somebody purchased that land with the intent to rent it, or etc., etc., right? So there is definitely a good, strong, long-term plan for not only people who just want to play, but people who turn from players to creators to publishers and landowners. So there's a long, smart path to take with the Sandbox over the next, I would say, at least 10 years. But I know we have a short-term roadmap from my consideration of 5 years out that you can look up on sandbox.game right now. So definitely worth playing.
So I don't want to accuse any particular people of cheating. So I would prefer if we didn't talk about that in the chat.
Cool.
You know, I don't think that Wizzy Holder was cheating. I mean, I can't prove one way or the other, but it looks like from activity before, it looked like they were all purchases. So you know, maybe they created a whole bunch of accounts and somehow, yeah, I think it'd be highly unlikely that they won that many randomly and then gave them all to the same account. It just, the probability does not seem to be in their favor to have won like 10 times or however many times they got the Wizzy. So people do put them up for sale. It's possible to purchase them. And yeah, so in order, I'm not going to try to teach you guys how to cheat here, but you know, we do have, we check that it's a unique ETH address, that it's a unique username on whatever account you're on, whether it's, you know, Twitch or YouTube or whatever. And now we're checking for a unique email. So that's just like a lot of things for somebody to have to set up. And if they're going to go through all of that just to have the chance of winning a wizard, maybe they earned it. I don't know. So
yeah, at a certain point, I'm just going to say, maybe that is the number of users here and my analytics are wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, right now we've got 36 responses on this current form. I don't have a so-called limit one response, but I do have a collect email addresses so that I can see, if I see two email addresses, I won't, or like the same email, I'm not going to give sand to the same user twice. They can have two different usernames, but the same email, you know? So there's certain authentication things that we're trying to use to help reward people who genuinely are here every week and want to help contribute to the community and build a better product. So that's the short of it, I guess.
Yeah.
Let me see here.
It's you know, it's possible, and ultimately we don't have a way to stop it. We can't, because, you know, Ethereum wallets are there's no proof of like who owns them to say like, oh yeah, it's definitely, this is the same person as that person. You know, we don't really have a way to stop that. So but you know, we've set up what we can and we try to make it as fair as possible. And if we're missing something, let us know. You know, if there's some better way to set this up, we have open ears for the best ways to set this up. So we wanted to go through making some what was it? Spawn points. There we go. Did we want to use the Behaviors 101 or Quest 101? Which was the?
None of it matters.
None of it matters.
You can pick any template that you want, because what I would like to try to do here.
Let's go to the block.
I want to convert the two-way teleport system tutorial that was created by CyberDragon, and I want to convert that into a checkpoint system with you, because I had this idea live as I was trying to help folks learn how to do this. I was working with this tutorial with you I think that was a Saturday, right? Maybe it was a Wednesday. I don't recall, but I remember a few weeks back we went through this tutorial as it is to make the teleport system, and I thought to myself, this could also be a checkpoint system if you eliminate the teleport function and change where we're moving the respawn point, right? So let's see what we can do about that.
It's very green.
It is a bit green, isn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe you should change the lighting.
Ambience.
This
is noon? This doesn't look like noon to me.
That is noon
Sunrise.
in Alaska.
Night, noon. We might need to update that noon. Let's go with desert. It's a little warmer feeling.
I like it. I like it.
So it's much more moody at noon than I would expect.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. Player's avatar. Yeah, that's fine.
So in order for this to work, we're going to need to have at least a few enemies around. And just to test it, I would like to have enemies that are at, let's say, every intersection.
Okay.
And then we will make the spawn points in the middle of each intersection, like between either intersection.
All right. You want to make the spawn points first or the enemies first?
We're just going to do enemies first,
Okay.
and then we'll work backwards through the tutorial and break it down to understand how a checkpoint system can be made with similar elements from that teleportation system.
I'm just having fun with this.
There you go, dragging it around.
So let's
Can't believe
see
you've
what.
done this.
Let's see what. Well, I'm one of the people that was like, we need this. This is what we need. So I'm glad to
That's
have
true.
it now. Let's see what we've got for enemies here. So let's go way back here and find. Well, I guess we want them to be strong enemies, right? We want them to be able to beat us.
Oh yeah.
So let's
They
go
should
with
be,
some epic.
they should be like, as in any game, a beatable enemy, but also a strong enemy to fight.
We're gonna be invaded by giant cats here. How does that sound?
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
We're gonna use some Azraels here. So
Okay.
they've got the Is that a big enough box? We just need them in the
think that's all
intersections.
good.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, as long as that's a thing to interact with.
Yeah.
That can kill us at the intersection, and then it is defeatable, so that we can move on to the next intersection and check our work as we go.
Yeah. Well, let's make sure they're beatable, because so I put 250 as the health, and oh, that's cool. I like spawn in like sections. That's neat. So
That's interesting. Okay.
those new
so,
VFX are great. Okay, that was a little bit too.
Let's see what happens. You got wrecked.
I did get wrecked. I don't think I landed a hit. No, I am. I'm landing hits, but yeah, no, it's it's a little too strong.
That's pretty funny.
Let's reduce him down. So let's make him a beatable. Let's say like 40, and we're going to attack damage is 58. 58. Let's bring that down to I think 10. That should be good. So it kills us in a couple hits, but we should be able to beat it if we're quick. And I need to turn the volume up because you guys can't even hear. Oh, he got bored of us, I guess. There we go. Okay. Yeah, he gets all dazed and then poof. Okay. That works. Let's turn up the volume so you guys can actually hear the sound effects here. And there we go. That should be good. Intro to Crypto Zombie Show today. What's that? Crypto Zombie Show? I'm not familiar with that one. And let's see. We're gonna display the life bar all the time, just so that way we can see.
Yeah.
All right, and we're gonna duplicate them out to all the intersections here.
Yeah, and even if it was just a couple of intersections, so folks can understand kind of what's happening as we go here.
My children are screaming in the hallway. It's like happy screaming. They're being silly. But at first it sounded like monsters down the hall. Their favorite new present. Well, they each got a Grogu doll.
Oh yeah.
They're like
My
all
wife
over
got
that.
one too. One little cute one where you push the top and it like does the force.
Nice. They got the life sized. They got the life sized with like the plastic head and the soft body, so it's like a good snuggling one.
That's really cool.
So that's their main favorite present. But then they also got a double trampoline. So it's got a bar in the middle, and they can like jump on either side holding the bar. And
Cool.
my God, they go for like half an hour just jumping, and like they break a real sweat, like a full-on adult sweat, jumping on this trampoline. They're these
Good. That's
little
cool.
like toddler and preschooler, and I'm just like, good grief. They keep this up. They don't get bored for a few weeks, and by summer their legs are gonna be like as thick around as my neck. Just diesel legs. All right, so we got our enemies. Let's set up our spawn points. We got 10 minutes. Let's set up our spawn points here. So we've got the initial spawn point, or that's the avatar portal. That's where you spawn in, and you can actually adjust the settings here.
I
With the
think
tags
that's
and stuff.
probably good, right? Like, because we want to use the system that was in the Medium article suggested that we use spawn name something, and like we're changing the spawn on the fly. So we want to have that be a spawn point until we get to a certain proximity.
Okay.
And
so
then
pick an item.
So we'll need to have an object, any object, that when you walk up to it, you set a proximity trigger.
Okay.
Doesn't matter what it is.
Well, I like this.
So this should be invisible. It should be
invisible.
Walk through. You should be able to walk through it. Unless you want it to be an obvious checkpoint marker, you could leave it visible.
Yeah, let's leave it visible so we know we're actually walking up to it.
Okay.
Okay. So we've got collisions and visibility on for it now.
All right. It needs to be able to message send trigger, but the behavior shouldn't be a button. It should be a proximity trigger, right?
Yeah.
Like however that works. It's like when you walk within a certain range of it.
Yeah. So message broadcaster. And message to send would be we got a message to send for that.
Yeah. It'll have to be, I think, trigger is the word.
All right.
But it needs to trigger a word. I'm not actually reading that article. I'm just trying to do it off the top of my head.
Okay, so I have it up on the side. Or I did.
Normally you have in new field shows in health component settings under the death. Okay, so the avatar should have health component. Click edit logic. In the health component settings under the on death field, click respawn to tag. So your avatar needs to have that in order for that to work.
Okay, so we go to
that may need to come out of the avatar portal. Yeah. Okay, player's avatar is fine.
We go to
now you need to have add tag. Player's avatar is okay, but click add tag. I think. Not controller. Right there. Add tag.
The add tag gets added to the health component, right?
I think so.
Yeah, so we go over to controller here, and then we do...
It needs to say, in the settings on death field, select respawn to tag.
Yeah, so it changed. That's because we're in 0.4 now, so that part of the tutorial needs to change because now, by default, they have the health component here. So you go to controller, which affects your avatar. And you've got the main behavior of your avatar, then you got your components, and we can add more components, but we've already got the health component. So message
back there
sent
on components, it said death event destroy. So instead of destroy, is there an option right there?
Respawn to tag. And then the respawn tag is...
Okay. The respawn tag can still be anything you want, but in this case, we said spawn 1. So when we write spawn 1, we're keeping in mind that spawn in an object must be in the world at spawn 1. So that object that you would respawn to should still be sitting on top of the portal.
Yay, Pacho got his Smurf.
Oh, good.
It worked.
Good.
He had to delete his cookies. So if you're not seeing your Smurf pop up, delete your cookies and it should show up. And yes, 5 USD fees is bad, but when I first clicked on it, it was over $20.
So gas has gone down a little bit. But
gas has gone down significantly.
Typically, if you see a high gas fee that you don't like, you can wait a few hours. I recommended to Alex to wait until the sun was over the middle of the Pacific Ocean because most of the rest of the world would be asleep.
Yeah. The first time I
But,
clicked it, I think it said $17, and I was like, that can't be right. And so I clicked it again, and it was like $20. I was like, it got worse.
yeah.
And I kept trying. I think the highest I saw was like $25, and that's when Joseph was like, calm down. It'll be okay. Just wait.
Wait a little while.
And so I
got
did.
mine done for I think $5 when I
Yeah,
collected my Smurf too.
mine
And
was
so I
around
thought that was
5.
pretty good because I can use it as many times as I want in
Yeah.
my world.
Mhm.
So of course, that's like the same price as the average fruit bat if you were trying to buy it at a third-party market right now. So that's pretty good
And
for what it is.
Sato says that Sunday is best also. That makes
okay.
sense.
Sure.
How long are they
anyway,
available for? I would say don't wait. There's no reason to wait,
Yeah.
really. I wouldn't
Yeah.
wait till Monday.
Keep in mind that this is only eligible for people who had land during December 12th at 1 p.m. GMT.
Yeah.
So if you didn't have land and you get land later, it won't matter. You wouldn't
Yep.
be eligible anyway. So you may as well redeem it when you see a reasonable gas price that you like.
Yeah.
So now that we have that spawn 1 as the location to respawn on your first death, you're going to need to create an object on the original spawn point real quick.
Okay.
And that object on the original spawn point shouldn't be a copy of that Calica lamp.
Oh.
Because it needs to be the spawn thing.
Well,
So
this can
in
be
the-
invisible and stuff. So
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just usually for the sake of people's ease of remembering what a thing is, I make like a flat pad or something as a spawn point, some kind of flat object. But that object should be given the tag spawn1 so that you know you're going to spawn on it. So let me see if I can get down to that point.
And we don't need a behavior on that, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it should be invisible, no collision. Double check your spawn point tags. Yes, you knew that. So the only tag on it should say spawn1.
Now,
right?
I have a feeling. Okay. I just saw the dev waygate thing. I think we might be overcomplicating this a little bit. Now, hear me out.
Okay, sure.
So I think these spawn points are based on proximity. So it is, if you're looking to set up a very specific respawn for a very linear kind of experience where you need to make sure that somebody goes back to a specific point, this tutorial will be more helpful. But if you just need people to respawn and you want them to respawn kind of close to where they were, and it's not going to break your story to have them spawn on, say, one side of a wall or another, then this might be a little bit overkill, and you might just need this invisible object with your spawn tag. Because I'm pretty sure that
it should go to the nearest object with that spawn tag that I'm aware of.
If I make a few of these, it's not going to take me way over here unless I get killed over there. And we can test this real quick by going over here. Come on. You can do it. Go for it.
Beat him up. Beat him up.
Mess me up.
You got stronger, Alex. Why is Alex so strong? You remember when he used to just die? Remember that? This is called balance,
the good old
ladies and
days. Yeah.
That
I
counts
overcompensated.
here.
He's getting bored with me. I'm taking too long to kill. There we go. Okay, so I should spawn. Oh. Huh.
Where did you spawn?
I spawned on the original spawn point instead of
Okay.
maybe let's see.
Instead of on spawn 1?
Yeah. Did I actually?
Did you didn't add the tag spawn1 to this component. Right there where it says tags add tag. There's no tag. So it needs to say spawn
I did.
1.
I typed it. I didn't hit enter.
I can't believe you've done this. Make the cat stronger so that you die faster.
No, I'm going to. Okay. There we go.
And then so my
wreck
idea
me.
for this particular run through here, the thing that I wanted to convey, and Alex kind of hinted at this, is that I was thinking of a linear checkpoints system. So you create a spawn 1, you create, and that did work as intended. Try to go to run to the other cat, not this one. get killed nearer the other spawn point.
Wait. Yeah.
No, this is right. You were right.
This okay. It's because of the
It's my
delay.
bad.
Because you
Yeah,
said
I'm
it when I
sorry.
was already over here.
Yeah.
Joseph is seeing everything that I'm doing about like 10 seconds later.
Yeah,
Just
in real time with the rest of you, right? So, okay, let's see. So the idea is that in Alex's mindset, this is, do you want to have any kind of spawn point near where you were? And so you don't have to overcomplicate it. Whereas if
Yeah.
you want folks to spawn exactly in a particular spot because they only went so far in a level, and it worked like Alex thought, right?
Yep.
If you have an open world and you just want them to spawn near where they died, you do what Alex has shown here, which is to create spawn one in a bunch of different places. Because then spawn one will just put you in the nearest spawn one no matter where you died. Whereas if you want people to have more of a linear experience, and you don't want them to spawn on the wrong portion of your world, like in the example of the gray town that was created for our last game jam, there was no potential for death, I think. And if you did die, you would have to start the whole game over. Whereas with this system, if you did die and you created a multi-leveled world, or a whole world is on this slice of your game land, and there's another slice of game land for internal or interiors of houses, and you had another slice of game land at the very bottom that was for the zombie land that you saw in Cyber Dragon's experience there. You would need to have checkpoints in that world just in case you had threats at every level, because otherwise you would respawn back in happy-go-lucky land, needing access to the lower area. So if Alex, if you could change just one of these spawn points to say spawn 2, and then create one of those proximity things so that when you walk into proximity, it destroys spawn 1 and changes your spawn location to spawn 2. Yeah.
All right. So we got spawn 2. I'm going to make this cat stronger. So
What you do, in order for this to work, your avatar needs to have the respawn tag, respawn to tag needs to be also spawn 1, spawn 2, spawn 3, all of them, in order for this to work. And then when you reach checkpoints, that object destroys the tag spawn 1. So there's no going back. There's only staying forward. Respawn tag should be able to be multiple. And hopefully that's possible.
Hopefully.
I'm thinking comma space spawn 2 should work, but we'll see here. If it doesn't, and again, I'm just pulling this out of my hat here.
Well, let's see if it works with the first one, because it may not like. Let's see what happens.
All right, let's see if they die.
Yeah. So our multiple spawn thing doesn't work.
Okay.
Having multiple tags, but what you're gonna want to do is
but you could take
remove
spawn 1 and have it destroy spawn 1 objects within a certain radius. Is that correct? Would that make sense?
So you can. So what you're gonna want to do for a linear respawn is, hi guys, what are you doing?
Oh, they're just hanging out. What do you mean? I don't know what you're talking about. They're
okay.
Totally fine. just being cute. Oh wait.
Anyway, so for a linear experience, so because we can't do multiple spawn tags, what you're gonna want to do is either have your linear experience have very strategically placed respawners, where you double back to those, based on proximity, we did show that proximity is the main factor there. So you don't want to place your respawners in a spot that's going to like pull your character out of sequence. to pull them into an area that you don't want them to be in yet. So you do have to strategically think about where those respawns are. The other thing that you can do is if you want to force a linear advancement, is you can have your respawns get deleted by the progression. So let's say we've got our first lamp here. Well, that wouldn't actually really do anything, but we get to the next lamp that's down over here, and our proximity to that would send a message to delete the old respawn. So that way we can't get pulled back in the game. So whenever we respawn, we're always going to go to the next one. And you would just have a different message for the deletion of that asset each time. You can set that up simply by adding a health component to the respawner. So you would select your respawner, you would add a component of health. There. And edit the logic, and then add a kill message of, say, like, checkpoint 2 or whatever. So that way, when you get to that second checkpoint, it sends back the kill message to delete that, and then you will never end up respawning back at that point. Some other things that you could do, and this kind of goes more into the advanced parts of that tutorial, is part of that has the spawners getting created by where you are, and it carefully like deletes them. And when we have more time on another day, we can probably go through that in more detail. But it involves using the presets. So I don't have any presets made yet, but that's in your library. So if you press the L button to open up your whole library, or you can drag it up with the nifty new bar that I love using, you've got your blocks, your models, and your presets. So apparently I don't have any blocks. I'm not sure how that works. I've got blocks up there. I'll have to figure that out later. I do have blocks. They're like, I saw them before. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, you go to the presets. You make your presets by clicking on them. So you click on any asset, and you go to your hierarchy panel here in the bottom corner, which you can't see me clicking on because of Joseph and me being in the way. Whoop.
That's right.
Whoop. We're going to go over here. We're going to go hang out with the cat. So you click on this button right here. That's your hierarchy panel, and it lists every asset. So I just clicked on some random traffic light. We're going to go to it. Whoop, this one over here. And save to preset. Now, I'm not going to click it right now because I don't want a preset of the traffic light. But that would put whatever behaviors and components and stuff would be a preset in here that you could place anywhere. Or you can spawn it. So when you have a spawner, asset, is it asset spawner? Nope.
I like that we're just floating out in the middle of space now.
Yeah, we're just hanging out. We're
just hanging out. Like, hey,
we're over
remember
here
that
now.
button?
Yeah.
No, you don't remember that button. You only remember these eyes right here.
There we go, asset spawner. It's not in alphabetical order. That's what confused me. I was looking for asset spawner at the top. So we make it an asset spawner, and oh wait, no, because you can't do presets as an asset spawner, can you? You have to do it as a loot, unless they changed that. Asset to spawn. Does it let me select a preset? So you've got asset to spawn and... Okay, so yeah, sorry, you don't use an asset spawner. You just make it actually anything. Doesn't matter what it is. It can be a none behavior. And then you add the health component. Sorry, drop component.
Can't believe you've done this.
I haven't done it this way before. This is new. Well, I haven't done it with the new interface yet. That's why I'm a little bit lost. This is new to me also.
It's great though. I mean, it seems like it's relatively usable, right?
There
like
it
you
is.
can understand it a lot. I think a lot easier. It's a nice UI.
Yeah.
I'm very happy with it.
So it doesn't matter what the behavior is. It can be no behavior. And this is all kind of explained in that tutorial. It's just the interface has been updated since that tutorial was made. So we should see if maybe Cyber Dragon can update that tutorial. So
Oh,
you
we'll
add,
update it.
yeah, so it'll get updated. So we have the drop component, and the type of drop is a preset, and then you select the preset of that of your avatar spawner, or any. Actually, it can be a none. It can be a none behavior. It just has the respawn tag that you need, and if you set it up carefully enough, you will only ever have one of those present. So when you activate an area, you want. Can we do the link for the last giveaway? Because we don't have a lot of time.
Sure.
I think we're actually at past time now.
I think
yeah.
I already did it once.
Oh, okay. All the links are out.
What I will do, I didn't do it officially as at the Sandbox. My bad. Let me copy that last one more time, and I will send it using the at the Sandbox name so you all know what's going on. There we go.
Yeah.
There's your form sent. Last link.
We'll go back to our assigned places here. So, as I was saying, the if you set up there to be only one respawn asset in an area at any given time, then you can carefully control it. So the whole point of Cyber Dragon's tutorial is spawning the preset of that asset that just has the respawn tag, and not spawning it, but making it a loot drop. So it's carefully setting up these assets that are sacrificial assets. They're there just to be a spawn point and get deleted when needed. So it's a whole process of messages. It's a really complicated concept, and it makes sense once you figure it out, but it's kind of difficult to explain. So we should probably go through that tutorial. We'll do a whole stream just to go step by step through that tutorial. And I think even just as it is, it functions as a spawn point progression tutorial also. Just the only difference is that instead of walking up to a door, you're dying. That's really the only difference. There were actually spots in that game in Greytown. You didn't really die. You got caught by the guards. So the guards behind, when you go through the back parking lot, if they find you, it kicks you back to the beginning of that area. So anyway, let's do the giveaways. Because we are way past time now. We're having too much fun.
A bit past time. I know. It's super fun to hang out with you guys. I'm going to go ahead and check the on that last giveaway right now. It has 68 responses, 69 responses. Nice. I'm going to say not accepting responses now at 70. So that means we're going to do the last giveaway. Somehow it squeaked in at 71. So very good. I think it did. So we've got some responses. Don't worry if you accidentally filled out with multiple responses, because I can see that now that I added the little thing that says must have an email. So if I roll a dice, we happen to, again, I think this is the right move because it reduced us down. We have the same number of responses relative to the number of people who are watching.
Yeah.
So we want to make sure that only legitimate people are getting legitimate responses. And what this has done is if you submitted twice by accident, then it will say parenthesis 1 on your email, showing me that this is the second one. If you submitted 3 times, it would say parenthesis 2. So if I roll a dice and it's got a parenthesis on it, then that's not a unique user. And I will roll again to make sure that only unique users are winning here today. So I appreciate you all hanging out. We're going to do that dice roll right now. So for the first giveaway, for the first 15 minutes of the stream right here, this will win 100 sand. I'm rolling, looks like a 19 on this. So I'm going to type 19 into the form. I'm going to press enter. And the winner was Henry2608 over on Twitch. So I'm going to @Henry, you win. It doesn't look like they are currently online on our Twitch stream, but if they are, I do still have their Ethereum address, so they are eligible to win, and eligible to win the Wizzy token. So congratulations, Henry, you're the first. And then I've got number 2 coming up here. User number 2 to win 100 sand is number 67 on the second form. So I type 67, and this is a unique user again. And this is, I'm going to say it wrong on purpose, Benzopylon. Benzopylon, you have won 100 sand here today on our stream, so thank you for joining. And then we've got user number 3 coming up here, and the third form had 70 total responses. Sorry, so I'm gonna roll and make sure I roll under a 70. And we've got 96, so that's a bit higher than 70. Turns out, 91. So I'm rolling high. I need to go play some Dungeons and Dragons. 79. That's still higher than our number of responses. 32. Okay, so user number 32 to submit to the form was DNS Crypto. DNS Crypto, you have won 100 sand today. And you also had said you were on twitch.tv, so I'm going to tag you as well. Hopefully you are here. You can see it. And then among those 3 users, Alex, do you have a 6-sided dice, or would you like me to do this one as well?
You know what? One of the things I'm doing on my Christmas break is cleaning my office.
Very good. Okay.
And
I happen to just have this small pouch that I keep here for such occasions.
Oops.
So right now, that number 5 means that the 3rd user that I drew has won a Wizzy NFT asset.
And
so
that was
Wizzy the blue is DNS Crypto.
Just double checking my list here.
All right, I'm going to make sure that DNS Crypto has. That's a unique user.
Yep.
All right, very good.
Congratulations.
So hopefully we've been able to help you all to learn something new today about.
Wait.
Oh yes.
I think I'm wrong.
Oh, is DNS not a unique user?
I think DNS Crypto already won one before.
DNS Crypto. Okay, we want to make sure.
I'm double checking Etherscan because
okay.
I keep a record of everything I send out.
Now I have your wallet address, so I can send it over to Alex, so Alex can check that based on wallet address. Because I know that's how we recorded it previously.
Yep.
In our form. I want to make sure that each user who ever receives a Wizzy is a unique user who watches this stream. So
I think this will be one of the first times that we've actually had somebody who won a second time. So
that it is very unlikely, isn't it? Because you're talking about not only beating, 80 or so people to the punch, but then also beating those winners of the winners.
Yeah. Let's see here. They did indeed win a Wizzy a month ago. So
okay, so what that means
we get a reroll
is that I'm
or
going to
a
roll
coin
it
flip
again, but this time we get to use a very unique token that you almost never get to use. It does a 1, or it has the squid. In this case, the Kraken. So I'm going to say that the Kraken is the first person, which would be Henry2608, and that the 1 would be Ben. So I'm going to just flip that coin, and it was a 1. So that means, Ben, you have won a Wizzy NFT today. And so that if Ben is here, if you are watching right now, congratulations for winning the Wizzy NFT today, Ben. And I will get that information over to Alex. And thank you for playing, for joining us today. Alex, do you have anything else before we go?
I believe that is it. All the Santas have been distributed. So I think we may do a ceremonial burning next Saturday. I don't know if we'll do it live on stream or not. I guess we could. That might be something useful for people to know how to do. I haven't done it before myself, so I want to make sure I do it right and I don't mess it up. So I have a tutorial sort of from not really tutorial. Somebody recorded doing it before, so I need to observe and make sure that I understand what's going on, because you do have to edit some stuff on Etherscan. So
Okay, sure.
So I think maybe next Saturday we'll do the burning of the extra Wizzy Santa Wizzies, so that way it gets the correct scarcity on it, and we can look forward to that, and then maybe we'll do the respawn tutorial in full next Saturday. We'll cover the whole thing start to finish, and chat less about the news. I don't think there's going to be as many exciting new things to talk about.
This was a very big news week. We I mentioned that on Wednesday that we've been holding back, so there was so few news, and now it's just like, here it is, all of the news. Hi, Clankers, welcome to the stream. Look at you live right here. So you'll notice Alex is in the Paris Social Hub right now inside the Game Maker. So if you want to open it up and play around in the Social Hub, we'll be bouncing around. I don't know how long you'll be on, but
I got to go visit my parents. So
your family home.
Yeah.
Okay.
We all tested negative. We were careful.
Yeah, very good. I will make sure not to hold you up then, Alex. Thank you everybody for joining right now. And we will see you in the next one on Wednesday, and of course later in the week next Saturday.
All right, thank you for watching.
He's the guy with the button, and I'm giving you the outro. I'll tell you. I don't know if you noticed. This happens pretty much every week where I'm like, "Bye, everyone." How do I click without looking? Let me.
All right. Hey, Aladev is using the Alex spoin.
Yeah, it's a new spoin. I added that as my basic subscriber level so that people could start spoining if they wanted to, without making it too much of a paywall. I felt real bad because I made it so I was the only one who could use the other spoin, the blank spoin, because it was like the higher tier one. And then I'm like, screw it. If people want to use it, they can use it.
You can spoin if you want to.
You can
leave your friends
behind. Yeah. And if you don't spoin, well, then you don't spoin, Mine is like the meme spoin now, right? I don't know if you were here for the original spoin thing, it was like meme only, and then now it's like it's very real. There are very real spoins in the NFT worlds now. So yeah, I gotta make some more of those. I was thinking about making a Seb spoin, and I just haven't put down to it.
All right. Well, we've been saying bye for like 5 minutes now. So
thank
you, everybody. I hope you had a great holiday. Stay safe, stay healthy. And Joseph will see you on Wednesday, and I will see you all next year. So,
all right. Bye.